This is a gun that goes against what I would normally have on this channel these days, but it's a gun that kind of made the channel back in the day. I picked this up many years ago, back when they first started importing the VP9s. The idea came into my head, two different classes of pistols. I thought it was a fascinating idea. I can't remember the channel name that did this, but it was the best shotgun breakdown video, defensive shotgun breakdown video I've ever seen. If I can remember the name, or maybe I can look back in my history, I will post it up on the screen. And they had said in that video something that I had never heard before, but made so much sense to me. And that was the fact that you have one gun, right, for defense that you grab when 911 is available. Rule of law, breaking out the nut and fancy terms, 99% of the situations that you would come across. And then you have the gun that you use for preparedness for when 911 is not going to answer, right? Without rule of law, the world is falling apart. There is no structure left. Different set of scenarios. Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. If you don't know who I am, my name is Joe, and today we're going to be talking about some spicy comments. So you will be sold in today's industry. This is where the issues kind of come to play. This pistol would be something that I would imagine if you open Instagram in today's day and age, you're going to see some testosteroned out dude out there ripping it at the range. Maybe it's not a VP9, maybe it's a Glock, maybe it's something else, maybe it's a Statistical, even though those are going a little rough these days. Maybe it's something. You have to have a white light, you have to have a red dot, you have to have a threaded barrel, you have to have a certain amount of capacity, or you will die. On one hand, I don't necessarily disagree with a lot of these comments. On one hand, it makes sense, right? A lot of those things could happen to you. So it makes sense to prepare for them. But there's two kind of different rules of preparedness. And at the end of the day, could you be 100% fine 99% of the time, probably, with a gun just like this, minus the threaded barrel? Don't even count on the threaded barrel. No white light, no red dot. Say it was a little bit smaller. Say you had slightly less capacity than the 17 rounds that's in this magazine. Would you probably be fine? Yes. The chances of getting into a defensive encounter, because on the contrary to what the news says, we actually live in a relatively safe country statistically. The chances statistically of you being involved in a defensive encounter are so ungodly low to begin with that the chances of you needing X, Y, or Z accessory in that encounter are even lower. The chances of you just drawing a pistol and presenting a pistol and the threat ending are so unbelievably high that would you statistically probably be fine without a red dot? Yes, at the end of the day. If you have the extra money, would it make sense? Sure. Let's take, for instance, my pride and joy, the 1911. What I carry on a day-to-day basis. Why do I carry it? Because I love it. This is a 1911 A1 loaded from Springfield, my first 1911 I ever bought back in the day. I do not carry this gun, but I have in the past. Now I carry my glorious TRP, but this has been an incredible pistol. I carried this a lot of the time without a light. In the back of my head, I was listening to the industry talk about how I don't have a white light, I'm going to die because I don't have a white light. The chances are so high I'm going to be into a situation where because I don't have a white light on my pistol, I am going to die. And at the end of the day, although yes, I'm not discounting, I'm not for a second saying that not having a light, for instance, on your defensive handgun is incredibly beneficial to have. What I want to point out here is that when you pick up a gun in the scenario where if you dial 911, somebody is going to answer and be there for most people in the country, discounting the fact if you live in the absolute middle of nowhere, you are probably fine, even with a setup like this, which is what a lot of the industry doesn't want to tell you, because there's not a lot they can sell you with this pistol here. If I tell you this is great, why would you get a trigger upgrade? Why would you get a red dot cut? Why would you get a extra XYZ screw you accessory that's going to cost $1 bajillion to add on and allow you to consume more and more and more and more and more? If I were to tell you right now, as an industry head, hey, if you get this pistol for like 99.999% of the chance of time that you would possibly even have to draw it, which in your lifetime probably going to be pretty low. You're just fine and exactly how you see it here with 7 or 8 rounds in the magazine. That is not a great story, right? That's not going to sell you too much stuff. People go off into the weeds with this and assume that by me saying this, I am essentially saying that somehow I'm okay with only having 7 or 8 rounds. That's the only time that you would need 7 or 8 rounds, and that we shouldn't have it, right? I think in this industry, we have a bad habit because we are always on the defensive of maintaining the rights that we have left with capacity and all these things, especially in free states, that we immediately jump to why we need it, which I get. There's a lot of validity to that. I'm not saying at all that I think that we should not be able to have and carry with us a VP9 with 20 extra rounds. I am just simply wanting to give you a breath of relief in the fact that if you want to just carry this, you're probably fine. People don't say that enough. If you want to just carry this and 911 will still answer the phone, when you draw this pistol out, you're probably fine. You are probably fine. If you want to carry this, okay, and you're like, hey, I am worried about when 911 answers and when they don't, and I just want one gun and that's it, I get it. You're going to be prepared for mostly everything. To discount somebody because they're carrying a 1911 or because they don't have a white light, I think is unbelievably disingenuous, especially when in reality, it comes down to not the accessories that are on the pistol, right? But the Indian behind the arrow, okay? It comes down to the person shooting the pistol. Are you effective with this pistol? Then I see no reason why 7 or 8 rounds would put you at an extreme disadvantage versus somebody who has very limited training at all. They have never really done much. They don't know a lot behind their pistol, and they have extra capacity on hand. Although, yes, that's great. That's going to be a big benefit. I would always want more rather than less. I don't know that you're at as much of a disadvantage as you might assume. These are great force multipliers, but they're not a necessity. I think there is a lot to be said about having 2 setups, right? Having the VP9, in this case, and the 1911, right? So hear me out here. We have this pistol, and this pistol is for what we grab if we're in a situation out of this world. We got rioters in the street. We're in a situation, okay, like Rodney King riots or something, where you're on a rooftop or some unbelievable situation without rule of law. If I call 911 and no one answers, you better believe that, of course, even though I would probably still be crazy enough to grab a 1911 like this and not hesitate, or without a doubt to grab my TRP, that I wouldn't in the back of my head be saying, okay, maybe a bit more of a disadvantage. I completely see that, right? Maybe I want night vision capability. And a standard 3-dot night sight pistol, let me tell you, not great under night vision. So I have this red dot mounted pistol. That would give me night vision capability with the pistol. I have a threaded barrel. We're talking about situations that really none of us have any idea what they would look like within the United States. So having the ability to quickly attach a suppressor if I wanted to in that whatever scenario, we're preparing for everything here. Having a white light, without a doubt, there's a good chance and possibility that the power grid would be down in that scenario. These are all questions, right, that need answering. So having a pistol set up like this for any situation that would happen, right, without 911, with 911, I think is a very valid thing to have. Okay, so don't allow people, and don't for a second think that you're at a disadvantage immensely greater than something else just because you don't have X, Y, or Z accessory on your pistol. There are definitely things that will help you. There are things that will not help you. But at the end of the day, even if you just have a pistol and you're proficient and trained with that pistol, you are light years ahead of a majority of the population. And of course, if you want to be prepared for everything, then having a pistol like this that's outfitted with a bunch of different accessories and having all those things is a great thing. And if you want to carry that every day, I get it. Okay, I get it. But don't for a second be that person that looks down on this over here like, wow, that guy is just totally smoked in any situation. Because at the end of the day, statistically, that's just not accurate at all. We are getting so far into the what ifs, and you have to remember, what exactly are we preparing for? If you're talking about when 911's not answering, I get it, and you're right. There is a significant disadvantage. If we're talking about when 911 does answer, realistically, you're probably fine. So if you like videos like this, strange talking point videos, I've been doing them a lot more frequently, you might enjoy the channel a little bit because I've been doing one a week. So there's a button on your screen. That's a subscribe button. Don't do it out of pity. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.